What if I told you that at this very moment, beneath the surface of your everyday life, a powerful transformation is silently taking shape? No thunder, no lightning, no grand announcement, just a quiet storm building inside you. You can't quite explain it, but deep down, you know something is coming. Something big, something that could rewrite your entire story. And here's the twist: most people miss it. They feel the restlessness, but they brush it off. They sense the discomfort, but distract themselves. They ignore the whispers of their soul and keep living the same day over and over again until life forces them to wake up. But you, if you're here watching this video, then you're not like most people. You're here because something inside you already knows change is coming, and it's going to shake the foundation of everything you thought you knew. Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe, because today we're revealing 8 undeniable signs that your life is about to shift in ways you can't even imagine. So if you've been feeling different lately, if the world around you suddenly feels unfamiliar or upside down, watch till the very end, because this might be the confirmation your soul has been waiting for. Sign number 1. A deep, unexplainable restlessness. Let me ask you something. Have you ever woken up and felt like your entire world doesn't make sense anymore? The job you once fought for now feels empty. The friendships that used to light you up now leave you drained. Even your daily routine, the one that used to bring you comfort, feels suffocating, like a cage with invisible bars. There's a tension inside you. A pull. A voice you can't quite hear, but you feel it. It's like your soul is whispering, "You don't belong here anymore." This isn't boredom. This isn't laziness. This is your inner self rejecting the life you've outgrown. It's the universe tugging at your sleeves, saying, "There's more for you." But first, you must let go. And here's the harsh truth. If you ignore it, the voice won't go away. It gets louder. First, it'll nudge you. Then it'll push. Then it'll shove. Until one day, you lose the job. The relationship ends, your comfort zone crumbles, and you're left with nothing but a mirror. Staring at yourself, realizing that everything fell apart so that something better could fall together. That's not the universe punishing you. That's the universe waking you up. So now you understand that unease in your chest, that silent tension inside. It's not the end, it's the beginning. But what happens next might shake you even more. Sign number 2. You're losing people. Rapidly. Right after the restlessness hits, something strange tends to follow. Suddenly, people start disappearing from your life. Not all at once, but one by one, quietly, unexpectedly. Friends you used to laugh with, they stop calling. Loved ones you thought would be there forever, they begin to feel distant, like strangers wearing familiar faces, and some just vanish. No goodbye, no closure. At first, it feels like a personal attack. What did I do wrong, you wonder? You replay conversations in your head. You search for clues, signs, anything to explain the silence. But here's the truth. This is not a punishment. It's preparation. When something massive is about to enter your life, when your soul is preparing for a leap, the universe begins to declutter your surroundings. And that includes people. It removes those who no longer serve your growth. It clears away those who don't align with the future version of you. Because let's face it, not everyone is meant to go where you're headed. Some people are only meant to walk with you for a single chapter, and when that chapter ends, so does their role. The pain comes when we resist, we cling, we chase after people who've already moved on. We try to stitch together relationships that are unraveling for a reason, but what we don't realize is clinging to the wrong people delays the arrival of the right ones. And here's where it can get intense. Just before your breakthrough, some people may show you their truest colors. They betray you, they mock your dreams, they suddenly become cold, bitter, unsupportive. Why? Because they feel it. They sense your transformation, often before even you do. And that threatens them. The version of you they were once comfortable with is fading. You're stepping into a new self, one that no longer revolves around their expectations. And the truth is, they can't follow. So instead of supporting your evolution, they resist it. They lash out. They shrink away. They act out of fear because they know they're being left behind. But you must remember, losing people isn't a curse. It's a filter. It's life's way of ensuring that only the ones meant for your future can walk beside you. Letting go of people isn't always easy. But it's necessary, because not everyone is built to rise with you. And once the weight is lifted, something strange begins to happen. Sign number 3. You start noticing strange synchronicities. Imagine this. You're trying to climb the steepest mountain of your life. Every step requires strength. Now imagine trying to carry a heavy, lifeless body on your back. That's what it feels like when you try to drag people along who are no longer meant for the next level of your journey. Some relationships only survive when you stay the same. But the moment you evolve, the moment you grow, shift direction, or raise your standards, those connections begin to crack, and that's okay. Because the truth is, real connections, real friendships, real love, they grow with you, they transform with you, they don't hold you back when you rise, they rise with you. So if you're losing people right now, don't panic, don't chase after them, don't beg for closure or explanations. Trust the process. The people who are meant for your future will never leave when your life begins to change, and the ones who do, they were never meant to make it to the summit with you. Let them go. Because when life is about to deliver something massive, the universe makes sure the right people are standing beside you when it happens. Now, once those people start fading out, something else begins to move in. Patterns, signs, messages. Have you ever felt like the universe is trying to whisper something to you? You glance at the clock, and it's 11:11. Again. You see 3:33, 4:44, or your birth date everywhere. You think of a person and they call you a minute later. A random phrase repeats itself through a stranger, a book, a song, a dream. At first you brush it off as coincidence, but deep down something feels different. It's called synchronicity. And it's one of the strongest signs that your life is shifting on a deeper level. These aren't random. These are aligned events, tiny breadcrumbs from the universe. They come from God, fate, your higher self, whatever you believe in, to grab your attention and tell you, look closer, something important is happening. And the more you notice them, the closer you are to a breakthrough. At first it starts small, just a number, a lyric, a name. But the closer the shift, the more intense these signs become. Ignore them and they multiply. They'll flood your day. You'll wake up with a dream that feels so vivid, it haunts you all morning. You'll hear the same word repeated by 3 different people in 3 different places. You'll feel like life itself is trying to guide you somewhere. And that's because it is. When synchronicities appear, don't just notice them. Pause. Ask yourself, what was I thinking about right before that number showed up? What decision was I weighing? What emotion was I sitting with? Because that moment might be your roadmap to the next chapter of your life. So when those strange coincidences keep showing up, numbers, names, dreams, don't just look away. They're not random. They're road signs. And now, let's dig even deeper. Sign number 4, unexpected opportunities begin to appear. Let's revisit those strange moments for a second. Have you ever noticed a repeating number like 1111 or 333? And right before or after that, you were thinking about a big decision. Maybe you were hesitating about quitting a job, moving to a new place, starting something new. Then boom, something happens. A coincidence, a sudden meeting, a shift in energy. But what if it's not random? Here's what you need to know. Synchronicities are more than just signs. They are invitations. The universe doesn't show you repeating numbers or strange alignments just to amuse you. It's trying to move you towards action, towards a choice, towards change. But this is where most people get stuck. They see the signs, they recognize the pattern, but they do nothing. They continue their routine. They ignore the whispering nudge that something incredible is trying to enter their life. And when you ignore the signs, the opportunities that come with them slowly begin to slip away. So if you've been seeing these synchronicities more and more, don't dismiss them. Lean into them. Ask yourself, what is life trying to tell me right now? Because here's the truth, you are being guided. Guided towards something far bigger than you realize. The only real question is, are you paying attention? And that brings us to the next sign. You're just living your normal life, going through your daily routine, and suddenly something unexpected happens. A random email lands in your inbox, a job offer you didn't apply for. A stranger introduces you to someone whose one conversation changes everything. An idea strikes you in the shower or while walking, and it won't leave you alone. It's bold, it's wild, but it feels real. You pause and think, where did that come from? At first it feels too good to be true. You might hesitate, you doubt. You question whether you're truly ready. But this is what most people never realize. These opportunities aren't accidents, they're doorways. Doorways to your next level, to your transformation, to the breakthrough you've been waiting for. But here's the harsh truth. Most people miss them. They let fear creep in. They overthink. They wait for the perfect time. And while they wait, the door quietly closes. Opportunities don't beg you. They show up like golden tickets, brief, shining, full of promise. But they don't last forever. If you don't act, the door closes. Maybe not forever, but long enough that when you finally feel ready, the moment has already passed. Because those who succeed in life, they don't wait for permission. They don't wait for the stars to align. They recognize the opportunity, and they leap. So the moment an unexpected door opens, you have to be ready, not someday, not when you're less afraid, but right now, because sometimes everything changes in a single instant. Chapter Sign number 5. You feel a sudden urge to do something new. Let's pause and reflect for a moment. How many times have you looked back at your life and realized just one decision, one moment, could have changed everything? Maybe you had the chance to start something new, but fear whispered, not now. Maybe you met someone who could have opened doors, but you didn't follow up. Maybe a brilliant idea struck you like lightning, but you ignored it, only to see someone else bring that same idea to life months or years later. That sting of regret. It's not just about the missed opportunity. It's about the moment you hesitated when life was trying to hand you something bigger. That's why you need to pay close attention when something unexpected comes your way. It's not random. It's not luck, it's alignment. It means the universe is shifting things behind the scenes, lining people, paths, and possibilities into place. It means you are being invited to step into a new reality, but only if you're bold enough to take the leap. So the next time something shows up out of nowhere, don't freeze. Don't talk yourself out of it. Ask yourself, what if this is the moment I've been waiting for? What if this is the sign that everything is about to change? Because the truth is, it just might be, and the only thing standing between you and that breakthrough is the next choice you make. Chapter 2. Now, let's go even deeper. Have you ever woken up with this unexplainable urge to do something totally out of character? Maybe you suddenly feel like packing your bags and moving to a new city, even though you have no plan, no reason, and no logical explanation. Maybe you get this urge to start a project that feels completely outside your comfort zone. Or maybe, out of nowhere, you crave to learn something new, a skill, a language, a craft that never even crossed your mind before. It feels like something inside you is tugging at your soul. Like you're being pulled in a direction you can't quite see yet. And at first it might feel silly, you may laugh it off. You may tell yourself, "I'm just bored," or "It's just a random thought." But here's the truth most people don't realize. These urges are not random. They are messages, signals from your intuition, whispers from your higher self, the part of you that already knows what's coming next, even if your conscious mind hasn't caught up yet. This is exactly how transformation begins. Before change arrives on the outside, your spirit starts adjusting on the inside. You begin to feel drawn toward things that align with your next chapter, your next version, your future self. But here's where it gets intense. Most people ignore these inner nudges. They call it a phase. They overthink it to death. Why now? I don't have time. This is silly. What if it leads nowhere? And because they doubt, they miss the doorway. So when your intuition pulls you towards something new, don't ignore it. It may seem irrational now, but your future self might be trying to lead you exactly where you need to go. Sign number 6. Obstacles suddenly appear everywhere. Let's take this a step deeper. What if that restless feeling inside you isn't just discomfort, but destiny trying to speak? What if that strange urge to move isn't some passing thought, but a signal that your energy no longer matches where you are? What if that new project you keep thinking about isn't just a random idea, but a key, one that unlocks a version of your future you haven't even dreamed of yet? And what if that sudden desire to learn a new skill isn't simply curiosity, but preparation for a chapter that will change your entire life? These thoughts, they are not meaningless. They are breadcrumbs. They're scattered clues from your future self, guiding you towards something more. But here's what happens when you ignore them. Life stops waiting. The discomfort grows. That feeling of being stuck, it gets louder. The joy you once felt from familiar things, gone. The routine that once gave you peace now feels suffocating, because when your soul is ready to grow, staying the same becomes unbearable. So if you're feeling that pull, that urge to try something new, to leap, to shift, don't wait. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for everything to make sense. Don't wait for the perfect time, because the truth is, these urges are whispers from your higher self, calling you forward, inviting you to step into who you're meant to become. And the only question left is, will you listen? Now here's where things get serious. You finally decide to move forward. You're working towards something that matters. You feel excited, aligned, maybe even confident, and then, bam, everything starts going wrong. The job you were counting on falls through. The relationship you trusted starts unraveling. Your well-crafted plans, one by one, they collapse. It feels like life is punishing you, like the universe is throwing obstacles at you for no reason. No matter what you do, something's always in the way. This is where most people quit. But here's what you need to understand. This isn't bad luck. It's not sabotage. It's a test. Right before something powerful enters your life, obstacles rise up, tension builds. Resistance shows its face, and it's not because the universe is trying to block you, it's because it's trying to prepare you. Breakthroughs don't come easy. Transformation demands strength, and the bigger the blessing that's coming, the bigger the test you'll need to pass. Think about it. Haven't your hardest moments often come right before everything changed? It's like life is asking you, how bad do you want this? Will you push through the storm, or will you give up the moment it rains? Most people, they give up at the first sign of resistance, but you're not most people. So when everything around you starts breaking down, don't assume it's the end. Often it's just life rearranging things so you can rebuild stronger. And then something even deeper begins to unfold. Sign number 7. You start seeing the truth about people and situations. When things begin to fall apart, most people take it as a sign to quit. They say, maybe it's just not meant to be. And that's exactly why. They never get to see what was waiting for them on the other side of the struggle. But here's the extreme truth. Every obstacle you're facing right now isn't a dead end. It's a doorway. The universe isn't punishing you, it's preparing you. It's not trying to stop you, it's shaping you, removing what no longer serves your future. It's teaching you the lessons you need to learn before stepping into your next chapter. Because let's be honest, if growth were easy, if happiness came without struggle, if success didn't demand strength, you wouldn't be ready for it, you wouldn't value it, and worst of all, you wouldn't be strong enough to hold it once it arrived. Think about it, a diamond doesn't form without pressure, gold isn't purified without fire. And a stronger, wiser version of you cannot be born without pain. So every delay, every heartbreak, every breakdown isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. It's molding you into the version of yourself who is capable of handling the greatness that's coming. So the next time your world feels like it's falling apart, ask yourself, what if it's not falling apart at all? What if everything is actually falling into place? Because that's exactly what's happening. If you can endure the struggle, if you can stay standing through the storm, you'll realize what's waiting for you on the other side is bigger and more beautiful than you ever imagined. But now, as the fog of illusion begins to clear, something strange starts happening. You begin seeing people differently, situations feel off. Conversations that once seemed normal now feel fake. You notice the small things, the forced smiles, the empty compliments, the subtle digs wrapped in kindness. You start hearing the intentions behind people's words, the jealousy behind their praise, the manipulation behind their concern. It's as if someone cleaned the glass through which you viewed the world, and suddenly everything is clearer than ever. At first, it's unsettling. You wonder, have people always been this way? The answer, yes. You just didn't see it before. Why? Because you were too trusting, too distracted, too wrapped up in life to notice the red flags. But now, with new clarity, you begin to recognize the truth. The friends who only called when they needed something, the family members who silently resented your progress, the relationships that were built on comfort, not connection. It hits you like a cold wave. Some of the people you trusted most were never truly in your corner. Once you start seeing people for who they truly are, you can't go back to pretending. And then something else begins to shift. You start seeing your entire life through new eyes. Sign number 8. You feel an unexplainable peace amid the chaos. It's not just people that look different. Suddenly, the job that once felt like your dream now feels like a cage. The relationship that once gave you security now drains your energy. The routines that once gave you comfort now feel suffocating and empty. You begin asking yourself questions you never dared to ask before. Why am I still here? Why am I tolerating this? Why have I been ignoring these feelings for so long? And that's when your mind wakes up. And once it does, there's no going back. You can't unsee the truth. You can't pretend you don't know what you now know. This is when the most powerful transformation begins, because clarity, that sharp, raw, sometimes painful clarity, is always the first step to true change. When you finally see things as they are, you begin to realize what can no longer continue. You understand that the old version of yourself, the one who tolerated, accepted, and stayed silent, can no longer survive in the new life that's calling you. But here's the hard part. This awakening isn't comfortable. It's not warm or easy. It's often painful. It hurts to realize some of the people you loved were never really for you. It's heartbreaking to see that certain relationships were built on illusion. It's overwhelming to question everything you once believed in, trusted, or counted on. That's why so many people resist awakening. They deny the signs. They cling to toxic relationships. They convince themselves they're just being paranoid or dramatic. Because facing the truth means you'll have to make hard choices. It means walking away from comfort. It means stepping into the unknown. It means letting go of the world you've outgrown and trusting something better exists beyond it. But here's what you must remember. When your old life starts to fall apart, it's not a collapse, it's a clearing. Life is making space. The universe is removing what's fake, so you can finally welcome what's real. So don't fight it. Don't try to hold on to what's already falling apart, because the moment you let go, the moment you stop fearing the truth and start embracing it, that's when your new life begins. And here's the most paradoxical part. While everything around you seems to be breaking, while people are leaving, plans are unraveling, and your old life is fading, you feel something strange. Not fear, not panic, but peace. A quiet, unshakable stillness buried deep beneath the noise. You can't explain it, but it's there. It's as if something inside you already knows. This is not the end. This is the beginning. So even when the world around you is crumbling and the future feels uncertain, somewhere deep inside, there's a calm voice reminding you, this is not destruction, this is preparation. Conclusion. Are you ready to embrace the shift? Most people, when chaos hits, feel overwhelmed. They panic. They scramble to hold on to what's familiar, even if it's already broken. But not you. Yes, things are changing. Yes, it's scary. Yes, you don't have all the answers, but something inside you keeps whispering, this is happening for a reason. Something big is coming. You may not have a map. You may not have proof. But you have that feeling, and that feeling, that quiet, steady knowing in your soul, that's your confirmation. Think about it. How many times in your life have you gone through a storm, only to later realize it was clearing the path to something better? How many times did things have to fall apart before the right things finally fell into place? This moment is no different. The struggles, the confusion, the silence, the chaos, they're not obstacles. They're part of the process. Life is being rearranged. The universe is aligning things not just randomly, but intentionally for something greater. But here's the truth. Only those who can remain calm in the storm will make it to the breakthrough on the other side. This is where most people fall. When things get hard, they let fear take over. They question the path, they lose trust, and worst of all, they start begging for the past to come back, not realizing that the past is exactly what's being cleared away. But you're not like most people, because in the middle of the chaos, you still have faith. Faith in yourself, faith in the process, faith in the unseen forces guiding you forward. And that's what makes all the difference. While others resist change, you are preparing. While others cling to what's falling apart, you are letting go. While others run back, you are stepping forward. And this peace you feel, this strange, unexplainable calm, it's not random, it's a signal. A quiet message from your soul saying, You're exactly where you need to be. The storm, temporary, the confusion, won't last forever. And soon, maybe sooner than you think, everything will start to make sense, because on the other side of this chaos is a breakthrough. A version of life bigger, brighter, and more aligned than the one you're leaving behind. So the only question left is, are you ready for it? If you've experienced any of these signs, don't ignore them. Your life is shifting, and something incredible is waiting for you. Let me know in the comments, which of these signs resonated with you the most? What part of this message did your soul already know? And if this video spoke to you, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video that could change your entire perspective. Because remember, the universe is always speaking to you. The only question is, are you listening?